Did you know that some plants don't just purify your air? They actually shift the entire energy of your home. While you're spending money on crystals and sage, there are living plants that could be doing far more powerful spiritual work in your space right now. Plants that grandmothers wouldn't live without. Plants that can turn your living room into a sanctuary. So which plants actually have this power? Let's dive into 15 spiritual plants that attract positive energy into your home. Stick around because number 11 has been planted near doorways for over 800 years, and number 15 was used in purification ceremonies across multiple continents. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button because every week we're sharing content that will help you transform your home into a space where peace, protection, and positive energy naturally thrive. All right, let's get into it. Top 1. Rue, the guardian against negativity. This plant has one of the most trusted reputations in spiritual protection you'll ever find. For generations, people have hung rue near doors and windows specifically to keep the evil eye and negative energy far from their homes. The blue-green leaves have this distinct, almost sharp aroma that immediately tells you this plant means business. In Mediterranean countries, grandmothers wouldn't dream of having a home without rue growing nearby. It wasn't decoration, it was protection. Traditional practices across Italy, Greece, and Latin America all recognized that rue could absorb negative energy before it ever crossed your threshold. People would hang dried bunches above doorways or grow it in pots right at their entrance. Now I need to mention this. Rue can irritate skin in some people, especially when exposed to sunlight, and it's not safe for pets or children to ingest. But used respectfully as a protective plant near your entrance, rue is like having a spiritual security guard that never sleeps, never asks for anything, just quietly protects your space. Top 2. Bay laurel, the plant of victory and abundance. Bay laurel has been used in Greek, Roman, and Mediterranean traditions for thousands of years. This glossy leaf tree has been associated with prosperity and success since ancient priestesses wore laurel crowns. The aromatic leaves are so powerful that victors in ancient games were crowned with them, and households kept bay leaves near their entryways to welcome abundance. What's beautiful about bay laurel is how practical it is. You can grow it as a potted tree, harvest the leaves for cooking, and use them for spiritual work. People write intentions on dried bay leaves, burn them, and release that energy into the universe. It's a practice that's been done for millennia. You can keep a potted bay laurel near your front door to welcome prosperity or place leaves in your wallet to attract financial opportunity. Some people even place them under pillows for prophetic dreams. Bay laurel does something most manifestation practices only talk about. It actually creates that energy in your space. It's like having a temple of abundance growing quietly in your living room. Top 3. Hyssop, the ultimate purifier. This plant has one of the most direct spiritual purposes you'll find: clearing negative energy and purifying space. Hyssop was used in biblical times for cleansing rituals and has been trusted across multiple traditions for spiritually cleansing homes after illness, conflict, or any kind of heavy energy. The plant grows with beautiful spikes of blue or purple flowers, and the leaves have this minty, clean, almost medicinal aroma. Everything about hyssop says a fresh start. Traditional spiritual cleaners would make bundles of hyssop to sweep through rooms after arguments or sickness, or they'd steep it in water for floor washes or burn dried hyssop to reset the energetic atmosphere. Here's what makes hyssop different. It's believed to actually clear stagnant energy, not just mask it. You can grow it easily in sunny spots, and some people make hyssop tea for spiritual baths or add it to cleaning water. The plant also attracts bees and butterflies, which adds another layer of vibrant, positive energy. Hyssop offers something deeper than air fresheners. It sanctifies your space, making it clean, not just physically, but spiritually. Top 4. Angelica, the divine protector. This plant lives up to its heavenly name. Angelica was named after Archangel Michael and has been believed for centuries to offer divine protection and guardian energy. People grew Angelica near their homes specifically to invoke protective spiritual forces and create a profound sense of safety. This is a tall, impressive plant with large umbrella-like flower clusters that has a presence that just feels protective. The roots, leaves, and seeds carry a distinctive aromatic quality that's slightly sweet, slightly musky, and deeply grounding. Traditionally, people planted angelica near doorways and property boundaries as a guardian. They carried the root as a protective charm or burned it as purifying incense that invited angelic protection. The very presence of the plant was thought to create a spiritual shield. For anyone feeling spiritually vulnerable or wanting to create that sense of being watched over, angelica offers something security systems can't provide: the feeling that higher protective forces are present in your home. It's like having a spiritual guardian standing watch, silent and strong. Top 5. Mugwort, the dream enhancer. This is where spiritual plant work gets really intuitive. Mugwort has been used for thousands of years to enhance dreams, strengthen intuition, and clear mental fog. Traditional dream workers would stuff pillows with dried mugwort, hang bundles near their beds, or burn it before sleep to encourage vivid, meaningful dreams. Here's how it works. Mugwort thins the veil between your waking consciousness and the dream realm. It doesn't force anything. It simply makes those subtle realms more accessible. People report clearer dreams, better recall, and spiritual clarity when working with mugwort. You can grow it easily, though it spreads readily, so keep it contained. Some people make dream pillows with dried mugwort, while others keep a potted plant in the bedroom. The energy is gentle but persistent, like a soft whisper reminding you to trust your inner wisdom. For anyone wanting to reconnect with their intuitive gifts or enhance their dream life, mugwort is quietly powerful. It's the plant that opens doors in your consciousness you didn't even know were there. Top 6. Holy Basil. Tulsi, the sacred entrance guardian. Holy basil is sacred in Hindu tradition and traditionally kept near entrances to invite blessing and protection. This fragrant herb, with its purple-tinged leaves and distinctive clove-like aroma, is both easy to grow and powerfully sacred. In traditional households, Tulsi plants are kept near the front door where they can be tended daily with devotion. Here's the beautiful thing. You don't just grow it, you care for it as a spiritual practice. Daily watering becomes meditation, tending becomes an offering. The plant responds by creating increasingly powerful protective energy. Tulsi is also used in tea for calming energy, and the leaves can be offered during prayer. But the primary use is simply having the living plant present, creating a sacred threshold at your entrance. When you walk through a doorway protected by Tulsi, you can actually feel the shift in energy. It transforms your doorway into something sacred, blessing everyone who crosses that threshold. Now, if you're finding this eye-opening and starting to see your home differently, do me a favor. Hit that like button right now. It helps this video reach other people ready to transform their living spaces. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're building a community of people who understand that our homes can be sanctuaries, and I'd love to have you be part of it. Let's keep going, because we're just getting to some of the most mystical ones. Top 7. Lemon verbena, the joy bringer. This plant brings bright, uplifting, fresh start energy into your home like nothing else. The intensely lemony leaves create an atmosphere of joy, optimism, and new beginnings. Just brushing your hand through the leaves releases this bright, clean aroma that immediately lifts your mood and clears mental fog. Traditional practitioners would wash floors and doorways with lemon verbena tea before important new beginnings. Here's the spiritual principle. Lemon verbena doesn't just clear negative energy, it actively attracts positive, joyful energy. It creates an atmosphere where good things feel possible, where hope feels natural. After periods of depression or stagnation, lemon verbena helps restore genuine optimism. You can easily grow it in containers, and some people simply brush their hands through the plant when they need an energetic lift. The plant almost seems to radiate sunshine even on cloudy days. For anyone wanting to invite joy, fresh starts, and optimistic energy into their home, lemon verbena makes your home feel like every day is a new beginning full of possibility. Top 8. Scented geranium, the heart healer. This is one of the most overlooked spiritual plants out there. Scented geranium with its rose-scented leaves creates gentle, heart-opening, peace-bringing energy. While roses get all the attention for love work, scented geranium offers similar energy in a much easier, more practical package. The leaves smell like roses, but with a green, herbaceous undertone that's incredibly soothing. Traditional spiritual use included carrying leaves for protection and growing the plant where family tensions needed soothing. Here's what makes scented geranium special. It addresses heart energy without being overwhelming. It helps create an atmosphere where people naturally soften toward each other, where conflicts feel less urgent, where hearts can rest. You can grow it easily in bright indoor light, and the leaves can be used in spiritual baths or tucked into pillows for peaceful sleep. Some people brush the leaves before difficult conversations to invoke peaceful energy. For anyone wanting to create more heart-centered, peaceful, harmonious energy in their home, especially in relationships, scented geranium offers constant, gentle support. It helps your home become a place where hearts naturally open. Top 9. Jasmine, pure spiritual joy. Jasmine represents one of the most powerful shifts in energy you can create with a plant. The intoxicating fragrance alone shifts your emotional and spiritual state dramatically. That sweet, heady floral scent is spiritually associated with lifting depression, inviting love, creating harmony, and connecting with divine feminine energy. Traditional practices across Asia and the Middle East include offering jasmine flowers at altars and growing jasmine near windows where the fragrance can fill the entire home. Here's the spiritual mechanism. Jasmine doesn't just smell beautiful, it actually shifts your emotional and spiritual vibration toward higher frequencies. The scent can pull you out of dark moods, create an atmosphere of celebration even on ordinary days, and help you access feelings of love and deep connection. When jasmine blooms, your entire space fills with sacred fragrance that some traditions say can attract angels and blessing spirits. For anyone wanting to invite genuine joy, love, and harmony into their home, jasmine offers concentrated spiritual beauty. It makes your home smell like heaven and feel like it too. Top 10. Gardenia, the sanctuary creator. If jasmine is joyful, gardenia is serene. Gardenia creates an atmosphere of purity, peace, and true sanctuary. The pristine white flowers and intoxicating scent have been associated with spiritual protection, peaceful meditation, and creating genuinely sacred space. The scent is creamy, deeply calming, almost otherworldly. Traditional spiritual use includes placing gardenia flowers on altars and using the scent for meditation and prayer. Here's what makes gardenia spiritually powerful. The energy it creates is both protective and inviting, both pure and deeply peaceful. It's like a temple in plant form, creating an atmosphere where the sacred feels naturally present. Gardenia can be challenging to grow, requiring specific conditions, but that difficulty adds to its spiritual value. Tending a gardenia becomes a spiritual practice in itself, teaching patience and devotion. When it finally blooms, the reward feels like a spiritual blessing has entered your home. For anyone wanting to create genuine sanctuary energy, a space that feels spiritually protected and deeply peaceful, gardenia turns your room into a refuge, your home into a temple. Top 11. Linden, the peace tree. And here we are at the one I teased at the beginning. Linden, the peace tree. This tree has been planted near doorways, in village squares, and around homes for over 800 years, specifically to create peaceful, calm, sanctuary energy. Linden is known as the peace tree, the tree that brings communities together. The heart-shaped leaves and honey-scented flowers create an energy of profound peace and protection that you can actually feel. Traditional European communities planted linden trees in central gathering places where people would meet under their calming influence. Families planted lindens near homes to create peaceful energy and protect against conflict. Here's the spiritual tradition. Linden is believed to calm heated emotions, reduce family conflict, attract peaceful spirits, and create an atmosphere where people naturally behave with more kindness and patience. The tree itself has this gentle maternal presence, like a grandmother watching over the household with infinite patience. While most lindens are large trees, you can grow smaller varieties in containers or plant dwarf types in your yard. Even a small linden creates surprisingly powerful, peaceful energy. Some people keep potted lindens near entryways or in yards where family gatherings happen. Linden got forgotten as we moved away from planting trees with intentional spiritual purpose. But for anyone wanting to create genuinely peaceful, conflict-reducing energy in their home and on their property, Linden offers centuries of proven spiritual service. It's the tree that makes your home a natural sanctuary where peace isn't enforced. It simply emerges naturally from the atmosphere. Top 12. Hawthorn, the boundary guardian. Hawthorn takes us into serious protective territory. This thorny tree with its white flowers and red berries creates fierce protective energy that's been trusted for centuries. Traditional practice included planting hawthorn hedges around property boundaries, hanging branches over doorways, and treating the tree as a spiritual guardian. The thorns represent spiritual defense, the flowers represent blessing, and the berries represent nourishment. Together, they create complete protective energy that both guards and nurtures. Here's the spiritual principle. Hawthorn doesn't just passively protect, it actively guards. The tree is associated with protective forces in Celtic tradition and was both respected and slightly feared. You don't casually work with hawthorn. You form a relationship with it as a protective ally that takes its job seriously. Dwarf hawthorn varieties can be grown in containers, though the tree prefers being planted in the ground where its protective energy can root deeply and spread. Some people plant hawthorn near property lines, at corners of yards, or flanking driveways where the guardian energy can do its work most effectively. Hawthorn got forgotten as we stopped thinking about spiritual boundaries and protection. But for anyone feeling spiritually vulnerable, wanting to create strong energetic boundaries, or needing a fierce guardian for their property, hawthorn offers powerful protection. It's the tree that stands watch, thorns ready, blessing offered, guarding what you hold sacred. Top 13. Yarrow, the courage plant. Yarrow brings warrior energy into spiritual plant work. This plant was used in old European practices for protection, courage, and spiritual defense. Warriors carried yarrow into battle, people hung it over doorways, and it was used to create boundaries against fear and negative influence. The plant, with its fern-like leaves and flat clusters of white or colored flowers, creates an energy of standing strong, holding boundaries, and facing challenges with courage. Traditional spiritual use included carrying yarrow for protection, using it in defensive practices, and growing it where its strengthening energy could support the household during difficult times. Here's what makes yarrow spiritually important. It doesn't just protect you from external negativity. It helps you find your own courage, hold your own boundaries, and stand firm in your spiritual truth. After trauma, after boundary violations, or after situations that left you feeling weak or vulnerable, yarrow helps you reclaim your spiritual strength and remember your own power. Yarrow grows easily in most gardens and even tolerates poor soil, which speaks to its hardy nature. The plant self-seeds and spreads, creating increasing protective energy over time. Some people make yarrow preparations for spiritual baths before challenging situations, or simply grow it near their home, where its strengthening presence can work continuously. Yarrow got forgotten as we lost connection with protective folk practices and the idea that plants could help us be brave. But for anyone needing to reclaim spiritual courage, establish firm boundaries, or simply feel stronger in their energetic space, yarrow offers powerful support. It's the plant that reminds you that you're capable of protecting yourself, that you're stronger than you know. Top 14. Frankincense, the temple plant. If you want to create temple energy in your home, frankincense is the plant that can do it. The resin from frankincense trees has been burned in temples, churches, and sacred spaces for thousands of years to raise spiritual vibration, invite divine presence, and create an atmosphere of prayer and meditation. While frankincense as a living tree is rare and challenging to grow, having one is incredibly powerful spiritually. The tree itself carries the essence of sacred space. Just being near a frankincense plant is said to elevate consciousness, support meditation, and create temple energy in your home. The resin, when burned, produces that distinctive sacred incense aroma that's bright, slightly lemony, and deeply spiritual. That scent has been associated with prayer, divine communication, and spiritual ascension for millennia. The living tree holds all that potential, creating an energetic atmosphere even without burning the resin. Frankincense trees need bright light, excellent drainage, and warm conditions. They're slow-growing and precious, which makes them even more spiritually significant. Some spiritual practitioners keep small frankincense trees in meditation rooms or near altars where the energy can support their spiritual practice most directly. Frankincense disappeared from home spiritual practice because the living trees are difficult to obtain and cultivate. But for anyone serious about creating sacred space, about supporting deep meditation and spiritual work, a frankincense tree offers unmatched energetic support. It turns your room into a temple simply by being present. Top 15, Vervain, the holy herb. I saved this one for last because it represents everything we've talked about today. Vervain is literally called the holy herb across multiple ancient traditions. This plant was sacred to Druids, used in Roman purification ceremonies, associated with divine blessing, and considered one of the most spiritually powerful plants in European folk tradition. The history is fascinating. Vervain was used for blessing, cleansing, protection, divination, and creating sacred space. It was gathered with specific ceremonies, treated with enormous respect, and considered a bridge between human and divine realms. Temples were swept with vervain, altars were blessed with it, and sacred spaces were purified with vervain, smoke, or water. The plant itself is modest, growing wild in meadows with small purple flowers on tall spikes. But that modest appearance holds tremendous spiritual power. Traditional practice included hanging vervain above doorways for protection and blessing, using vervain water to cleanse sacred objects and spaces, and growing vervain where its holy energy could sanctify the home. Here's what makes this plant the perfect ending. Vervain shows that the most powerful spiritual protection isn't aggressive or complicated. It's natural, rooted in ancient practice, offering blessing and cleansing and protection, not through force, but through inherent holiness. Vervain grows easily in sunny spots and even tolerates poor soil. The flowering spikes appear in summer and have been harvested with reverence for thousands of years. Some people make vervain water for blessing their homes. Others simply grow it near their entrance, trusting its holy presence to do its work. Vervain got forgotten because we stopped believing in holy herbs and sacred plants. But for people who can feel energy, who understand that some plants carry thousands of years of blessing, vervain is extraordinary. It's the plant that reminds us that holiness isn't distant or complicated. It's growing quietly, waiting for us to remember. If you enjoyed this journey into spiritual plants and you learned something that shifted how you see your living space, smash that like button and drop a comment below. Tell me which plant you're most excited to bring into your home. Are you team protection, team peace, or team purification? I read every single comment, and I genuinely love hearing from you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. We're creating a community of people who understand that our homes can be sanctuaries, and I'd love to have you as part of it. If these sacred plants have changed how you see the energy of your home, please subscribe and like this channel. We are uncovering the ancient wisdom and spiritual guardians that have been forgotten. Cultivate your sanctuary. The next hidden treasure of nature will soon be revealed.